Imagine you get a phone call. A confident voice on the other end. He sounds smart, professional, like someone who knows something you don't. He tells you about a tiny company, hidden, under the radar, about to explode. He says the big guys on Wall Street haven't found it yet, but you can get in right now. Ground floor, once in a lifetime. You think, why is this guy calling me? But he sounds so sure. So you say yes. You send $4,000. The stock goes up for a few weeks. You feel like a genius. Then one morning, it's gone. The stock, the company, the man on the phone, all gone. Your $4,000 gone. This happened to over 1,500 people. Teachers, veterans, parents, retirees, people who worked their whole lives. And the man who took it, he served 22 months in a prison with tennis courts. Then Hollywood made him a movie star. This is the real story of Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, Queens, New York, 1962. A working class neighborhood, modest houses, modest dreams. But one kid refused to be modest. At 16, Jordan Belfort was selling Italian ices on the beach. By the end of summer, he had made $20,000. At 16. He wasn't lucky. He was studying people. What makes them say yes? What makes them trust a stranger? What makes them open their wallet? Dental school. First day, the dean stood up and said, "If you're here to get rich, you're in the wrong place." Jordan stood up, nodded, and walked out. He wasn't there to clean teeth. Next stop, meat. Door to door, out of a van. Frozen steaks and salmon fillets. Sounds ridiculous, right? He was making $100,000 a month, with no warehouse, no trucks, just a phone and a mouth. But then the business collapsed. Bad debts, spoiled deliveries, no structure. It fell apart almost overnight. Jordan lost everything. But in that wreckage, he found something valuable, a realization. The product didn't matter. Steaks, fish, stocks, it didn't matter. What mattered was the pitch, the feeling he could create in someone's chest. That excited, urgent, I need to act now feeling. He had found his superpower. Now he just needed the right stage. 1987. Jordan lands a job at L.F. Rothschild, a real Wall Street firm. Suits, cigars, real money. He was learning fast, how markets moved, how brokers talked, how greed works at scale. Then October 1987 arrived, Black Monday, the biggest single-day stock market crash in history. In one afternoon, billions wiped out. Jordan was fired before the week ended. But while everyone else was panicking, Jordan was thinking. He found a small firm in Long Island. They dealt in penny stocks, cheap shares, unknown companies. The kind of stocks serious brokers wouldn't touch. And here's the thing most people don't know. Normal stock commissions, about 1%. Penny stock commissions, up to 50%. Same pitch, same phone call, 50 times the money. Jordan picked up the phone and called a stranger in Nebraska. He told him about a tiny company sitting on revolutionary technology, under Wall Street's radar. Big players hadn't spotted it yet. Get in now at $1 a share. In 6 months, you'll be calling me from a beach house. The man on the other end sent $4,000. Jordan made $2,000 in commission. One call, 10 minutes. He stared at the phone. Then he picked it up again. 1989. Jordan opened his own firm. He called it Stratton Oakmont. The name sounded like it had been around for 100 years, like mahogany desks and leather chairs. It was a strip mall boiler room with flickering lights and mismatched chairs. He didn't hire Wall Street analysts. He hired bartenders, bouncers, college dropouts, guys who were hungry, desperate, loyal. Then he trained them. He developed something called straight line persuasion, a system designed to take any person from hello to yes, without letting them think too much. Control the call, own the conversation. Never let silence last more than 2 seconds. Guide them in a straight line from curiosity to commitment. The office transformed. Phones ringing non-stop. Young guys in cheap suits screaming into headsets. Orders flying, commissions stacking. And then came the real scheme. Stratton would buy huge blocks of a penny stock cheaply and secretly. Then put every broker on the floor to work, hyping it to clients across America. The excitement was manufactured. The projections were fake. But the urgency felt completely real. Investors bought in. The price spiked. Stratton quietly sold all their shares at the top. Stock crashed. Investors lost everything. Pump and dump. Textbook securities fraud. But Stratton didn't do it once. They did it over and over